Hello and welcome to another video here at Hobbies and Happiness. My name's Dan.
And I'm Jim. And Dan, today we got some Lorcana news.
All right, what, Jim? Don't leave me in suspense.
Okay.
What is the news? What do we know?
Dan, we found out the names of the ink plots. I forget what it's called. Ink stories?
The ink stuff.
Ink stuff.
The ink colors.
Ink colors.
We got the name. We got the name of the colors. No way.
We got the name of the colors.
No way.
Yes.
No. That the dude. Holy cow.
Dan?
My mind is just gonna go. My mind's gonna explode.
Dan, I think it's time.
Okay.
Begin.
Okay. All right. We've got, guys. Here we go. We have amber,
Orange.
amethyst,
Purple.
emerald,
Green.
ruby,
Red.
sapphire,
Blue.
and steel.
Like a gray? Silver?
Now hang on. Now, Jim.
Yeah.
What does all this mean?
You know, Dan, I actually thought very long and hard about it, and I've come up with nothing.
Guys, this doesn't mean literally anything.
The only thing I do like is that we found out that it's called like ink stories or ink whatever it's called.
Yeah, there's something with ink.
Yeah.
It's something with ink.
Yeah.
They're using ink, and we got the ink colors.
Rather than like an element or just the color of the,
Okay.
like magic's red, white, green,
Okay,
black, blue.
straight up, guys, straight up. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
We're messing around.
Yeah.
We are excited, but I'm gonna be straight up. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I really don't think the names mean much.
Yeah.
Okay, and also, let's be real. When we finally find out how the game works, and you're sitting down at a table, you're playing the game, you're gonna say red, blue, green. I mean, come on.
Most of us are Magic players here.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of us.
Yeah. Now, if you say amber, amethyst, good for you. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
I'm not gonna know what you're talking about, honestly. Like, I'll pay amethyst.
Right.
What? You're paying what?
So again, we know nothing. Right now, we know very, very little about this game. Okay.
And we're about a year away. We're a year away from getting stuff for it, and like we just don't know how it's played yet.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Now, one thing that people have been saying in the community when they found out about this is all of these are naturally occurring elements.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all stones.
Yeah.
They're all naturally occurring elements except steel.
Yeah.
Okay, what does this mean? Dude, I don't know, man. I have no idea. But again, I don't think it means anything. But it could. Like, it very well could.
It could be like a colorless thing in Magic. So it's like, well, you could just use any color to pay for it.
Because again, we don't know the resource system.
Yeah.
We don't know much of anything.
Yeah. You know what else was coming to mind when we were talking about it? When you were like Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, I'm like, those are some of my favorite Pokemon games.
Oh yeah,
which is Generation 3.
Yeah.
So
there's a Pokemon reference there. I didn't really think about. Yeah. Now again, like for me, the way that I tend to play a lot of these games is I don't look much into the lore.
Yeah.
And I typically focus on the gameplay side. And so typically in all of these games, the resource system, the backstory, all that has to do with the lore essentially. And then you have the gameplay over here. There's really not much mixing. Like they don't really have anything to do with one another. Typically. And I know there's a lot of people who enjoy the lore more than the gameplay. And then you have people who enjoy the gameplay and less about the lore, right? There's people who enjoy them equally. But for me, I'm typically one who's focused more on the gameplay side than anything. And so that's why, from my perspective, I don't think it means much. So I guess what I should say is I don't think this means much for the gameplay side. Like what you're naming the colors. Like we were kind of making a joke. We were just like, oh, you got the mountain, you've got an island. Because mountains,
magic colors.
They tap for red, you tap for blue. Again, right now with how little we know about this game, it's very hard to make any kind of predictions. Now that's not stopping a lot of people from speculating, right?
You know, I just actually had a thought.
What?
So, you know how on the cards in the bottom right where we don't know what those 2 dots or the pips or the 3 or the 4, right?
Yep.
I was thinking, what if you could utilize that as the discard for mana, right? Which we've talked about.
Right, yeah.
But also, while they're out on the field, you can go ahead and tap them to then also produce that amount.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so kind of like...
to help pay for new stuff.
So kind of like Final Fantasy.
Exactly.
Very similar to Final Fantasy.
Exactly.
That would mean... So that would make Mickey a whole lot better. Because he had the 4, I think.
Yeah, he had the 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see it.
I can see that, yeah. Because when you're discarding it, like we've talked about, there's that color that you're discarding it for. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So there's a little speculation.
I just came up with
that. Yeah, that's a good point. Because again, we know that there's these different colors.
Yeah.
Right? And so how are they going to work together? We know nothing. We know very, very, very little. And so we're just waiting for news. Like once we get news, we're
super stoked.
We're gonna analyze it with what we know, which again, right now is nothing. Yeah. Right. So yeah, initially when I saw the names, I just laughed because like, dude, guys, who cares? Like it's just the names of the inks, right? Yeah. But again, I also understand, right, that there's a lot of people who are excited about this, just like we are, and they are making a lot of content, which right now is just speculation. And they like to, I get it. I understand.
Some of it's got to be correct, right?
Right. And there's also been people who are like, all right, well, in a year, we're going to revisit all of these predictions that we made and see how far off we are or how right we are. So we've got that one video that we did. We'll be interested to see what we got right and what we got wrong. So, all right. With that, I think we're going to kick it to you guys. What do you think this means? Do you think these stones, the names of these stones, mean anything?
Do we think it would kind of give like an identity, kind of like how Magic has their stuff set up? You know, blue tends to be all about knowledge and like whatever else, I don't even know, just getting cards. Red, aggression, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see.
That's what I'm interested to see. That's what I'm interested to see is...
Which is also kind of a lore thing, I guess
absolutely,
could say.
absolutely.
But then they bring that into their cards as well.
Yes, for sure.
So it could for sure be a thing for Lorcana as well.
Absolutely. And I think this game, I mean, it's in the name. It is in the name, lore, right? I'm very interested to see how we're going to see that mix of lore into the gameplay. So that's going to be very interesting, a very interesting thing to see. So again, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that these names mean much for the lore of Lorcana? And if so, give us your predictions down below. Again, we're having fun with this. We're kind of making a lot of different jokes, but at the end of the day, it's all about having fun, right? And I think everything that we've done so far is just really showcasing, it's just having fun. And once we know more about the game, yes, we're going to dive into the strategy, but honestly, at the end of the day, we're just going to have a lot of fun with this game, and we cannot wait to have fun with this game. I can't wait to get it on this table and play with these cards.
And you're not ready for that Elsa control.
I'm not.
Your hand's not ready.
I am not. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for being here, and we are looking forward to when we can make another Lorcana video when we have more news. So, Ravensburger, get on it, give us some more news so we can make some videos. All right. Thanks everybody for being here. We'll catch you in the next video. See you, everybody.
Take care.